Oh boy. The worst thing in the world about having a little tiny phone is I dropped it. I was in the middle of a scope and dropped it, so I deleted it. So you guys that have come back, yes, I'm okay. I was not driving. I am actually parked, and I have been parked. I just dropped my phone. Thank you for the hearts. I hate when I do that. But anyway, I was talking about minor and major setbacks. So all you guys that came back, appreciate it. Feel free to share. I deleted the other one only simply because I hate incomplete messages. But like I was saying is, and I'm trying to, I like it when I had a bigger phone. I swear, this little phone in my big hands just doesn't work. But one of the things I was saying about setbacks, major setbacks, is they're going to come. You don't have any way around that. I don't care how perfect you attempt to live your life. I don't care how cautious that you attempt to live your life. Thank you for the hearts. Feel free, if you enjoy what I'm saying, to hit the hearts. I'm actually enjoying that. And also share with people on your list. Feel free to share this with friends, your other followers and things like that. I would appreciate that. But now, like I was saying is, with setbacks, you don't have that luxury of preventing them. So in actuality, because of that, you should be geared up for when they come. If you are able to set out on a goal, get to that goal, and have hit no setbacks, man, drop your knees and say, thank you, Lord. Because those of us that are spiritual know that some setbacks come to the positive to help us learn something, even though we should learn something from every setback. And then we know that there's forces out there that attempt to keep us from getting to where we're going, demonic forces, evil forces, whatever you may believe in. I'm a Christian, so those would be demonic forces. Either way, you have to be prepared to do something when the setback comes. Okay, today, as I mentioned in the other scope, I was set up for an interview. It got canceled. I was worried about losing $100. I stopped, used my head, and I was able to avoid that. In every aspect of our lives, there are going to be roadblocks, and there's going to be things that keep us from getting to the goal of whatever it is in the way that we thought we were going to get there. Okay, so what does that mean? You have to look at what is blocking you. What is keeping you? What happened? What has devastated you at this moment? Okay, is it something that is continuous? That's the first thing. Because if it's continuous, then it needs to be dealt with right then and there. If it's something that is a one-time thing, it happened, there's nothing else you can deal with, okay, so then what you're dealing with is yourself. So you really have to make that designation first. Am I dealing with something that's ongoing? And it could be, listen, we know the different things that can happen. We know that setbacks can come in forms of health. We know they can come in forms of financial setbacks, all types. And some can happen all at the same time, where you feel like the whole world is dropped in on your chest and on your shoulders. Okay. But when I said earlier that some of the simple things are still the real things and the right things, there is someone else out there dealing with something worse than you. Now, you may say, well, how does that help me? Okay. It means that as bad as it seems, somebody else has it worse, which means you can overcome this. That means as bad as you think things might be right now, there's somebody who would kill somebody to be in your shoes right now. The reason why I say that is that motivation, that push to try to regain your balance may be the difference of a setback absorbing your whole spirit, or you shaking it off and regaining your place in whatever direction that you are going. Also, understand that you hear terms like a setback is the setup for a comeback. Okay, well it is. If you learned something. Because if you learned nothing, that setback may show up again. So the question becomes, did you learn something from that setback to prevent you from having it happen again, or to line you up when it shows its face again? Because some will show their faces again. Setbacks come in forms of people. Setbacks come in forms of decisions. Setbacks come sometimes just blind setbacks that you wasn't even planning on, just out of nowhere. Now, what do I do? Yeah, that's the question. You know, my grandmother, God bless her, who's no longer here, when I first got divorced and I was home, And I couldn't believe that at 37, I was back home in my grandmother's house. I was emotional wreck. I had failed, basically. I had failed myself. I had failed my marriage. I had failed my children. That's how I felt. I was in the room, sitting on the edge of the bed, battered, I would say, emotionally. She kicked open the door and she said, "What's going on?" She already knew, but that was her way to get the conversation started. And I, like most men, I said, "Nothing, I'm good." She said, "I don't care what you are, but we didn't raise you to be soft." So she said, "Cry tonight and then get your ass up and start living life. Because we didn't make you soft. That woman didn't break you, and you're not going to allow yourself to be broken." And you know what? God bless her. She was tough, and I understood it. So what came from my divorce? Okay, my master's degree. I got myself back into the game, and I got my master's degree. I wrote 2 books and was a part of 3 others. I started a company, and the biggest thing, I found someone that I really loved and got remarried and have been happily together for over 15 years. So if I'd have let one setback stand in the way of who I could have become, then I'm not here right now talking to you about how happy I am with the choices that I made. Now, has it all been smooth? Not at all. But I wouldn't trade it because I love where I'm at. I love who I'm with. I love my daughter. I love my company. I love the books that I create. I love the fact that I can go out and help others with what I do. How would I have been able to do that if I allowed a setback of poor decisions to prevent me from going forward? Anybody watching, you're going to have to deal with major and minor setbacks. They're going to come on a regular basis. They're going to come all the time. That's why, honestly, when you're having a great run, a good couple of days, a great couple of weeks, and things just seem right, enjoy that. When things are happening and you just, oh my God, everything seems to be falling into place, enjoy that. Because setbacks are going to come. Roadblocks are going to come. You ride out the great moments. You ride out the great days. You ride out the great evenings. You ride out the great relationships. Setbacks are going to happen. And actually, if you pay attention to the news, if you pay attention to the things that you see online, you'll see that some very evil things are happening to people every day. Well, the world is circular for a reason. So eventually, something may befall your doorstep. Hopefully it's minor, maybe it's not major, but all of us are going to deal with major and minor setbacks. So you got to gear up. So ride out those great days. But when those setbacks come, analyze it. Take a deep breath. Hurt. Yes, hurt. I'm not telling no one not to hurt. We're not robots. Hurt. But then take that pain and turn it into pure, motivated energy. Take that anger. I was watching the movie, I'm a big movie junkie. I was watching the movie Double Jeopardy, where the husband had faked his death and she went to jail for it. And when she found out that he possibly was still alive and that she was locked up for no reason, she was out working out and everything. And I think one of the other inmates said she's just going on pure hate. And sometimes the hate of a situation can fuel you to something, can motivate you to something, but be careful. Try not to let hate be the motivating factor, because hate can consume you and it can make you become something that you're not. But hate your situation, hate your surroundings, hate the fact that you don't have no money, so get up. Hate the fact that you were prevented from doing whatever, so become something and turn it into a positive. What was meant for something evil. See, that is what God says. What is meant for evil will be done for good. That's what that means. Is that when somebody tries to hold you up or something is set in your way, when something blocks you from what you know is what you want, something that you know is where you should be, okay. You use the hate of the fact that you can't get there to get yourself up and figure, what else do you need? I'm not allowing nobody to sit here and keep me broke. No, not when I have a say-so about it. And this is what we have to do. We have to do this daily. And we have to be prepared daily. So my hope, like anything else, is that this helps. feel free to reach out. My email is mainoffice@bravenpublishing.com. My website is www.bravenpublishing.com. If you do not know, I am an author, I am an educator, I am a poet, I am a father, I am a husband, I am a mentor, I am a lot of things. It's the wife, I'll call her back in a minute. I am a lot of things, but what I am is a man of God. And I want to try to help others to be the best that they can be, because that's what I'm pushing for myself. And in helping others, it helps me. And I wrote that when we live out what we were destined to become, be what God has created us to be, and in helping others, we become exactly what God created us to be. So again, you can find me on Facebook, KL Belvin. I am on Google Plus, KL Belvin, Twitter, KL Belvin, as well as Braven Books on Twitter. So pretty much everything KL Belvin. You can do a Google search. You can say, hey, that's the guy I saw on Scope. And I would look forward to hearing from you and hope that you will replay this and pass it on to others, and hopefully it'll help somebody. Take care. God bless.